In today's video, I'm going to show you how to produce this cable and lace design using a single bed knitting machine. If you watched my previous video where I showed you the cable and ladder design, you might find this stitch slightly similar to that one. And to be honest, that stitch that I showed you in that video inspired this one, and I wanted to share this one as well. We will begin transferring in the very center, and I will transfer one stitch on either side of the two center needles. Count 6 stitches and transfer the next one. Skip 2, transfer the next one, and again count 6 and repeat the same on the other side. Leave the needles that we just emptied all the way to the back or out of work and knit one row. Continue with another transfer, and after this transfer we will have, instead of 6 stitches, we will have 4 stitches here. Again, leave the needle that we just emptied now out of work and knit one more row. Form a 2x2 cable with the 4 stitch sections. Bring the needles where we formed the cable all the way out. This way we're ensuring that the needles are completing the stitch properly, and before knitting any rows, bring one more needle on either side of the 4 where we have the cable. So we'll do that for all the 4 stitches sections. And knit one row. You can see that needle cast on a stitch and formed a little eyelet here. We will bring this last needle that we have out of work in work as well. So now we will have all the needles back in working position, and we'll knit 2 rows. Now you can continue with another repeat. Transfer the same stitches we transferred previously. Leave those needles out of work and knit 1. Continue with another transfer. Much resistance when you're folding the cable, you can choose to knit 2 rows after completing this last transfer. So let's say I can knit 1 extra row. It is really up to you. Before you saw that I didn't have any issues when I formed that cable, but if you feel like that creates any issues for you, you can always knit 2 rows after completing this last transfer to have 4 stitches. Bring the needles where we have the cable all the way out, plus 1 extra needle on either side, and knit 1 row. could achieve larger sections and maybe not such an open fabric. As you can see, I just produced one repeat of the exact same pattern I did before, and I just want to show you a different version of this design that you can also create. So what we will do, we will be staggering the repeat. So remember how at the beginning we transferred one stitch on either side of the 2 needles in the very center, but this time we will transfer one stitch on either side of the 6 needles in the very center. As you can see, we have 6 needles in work with 1 outer work on either side. And from here we can continue the repeat in the exact same way as we did before. So we'll skip 2, count 6, transfer 1, skip 2, and we will do the same on the other side. So from here we skip 2, transfer 1, and again, just like we did before, we'll knit 1 row. And again, we will form a cable. Pull the needles all the way out, and I like to bring that extra needle in working position at the same time. Knit 1, bring the last needle in work and knit 2. So we completed 1 repeat of the pattern. To continue with another repeat, transfer again just like we did at the very beginning, 1 stitch on either side of the 2 center needles, continue the exact same transfer and the cables, and then alternate that, have 6 needles in work in the center instead of 2. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stitch and you will give it a try. If you do, don't forget to tag me on my Instagram so I can see as well, and I will see you in my next video. If you would like to have access to some extra content not available on YouTube and also to support my channel, you can join me on Patreon. I will leave a link for my Patreon in the description down below. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting me there already. These videos would not be possible without their support.